After more than 60 years of development, the internal combustion engine is a splendid thing. But, like the rest of us, it has a lot to put up with. However much the design of an engine may change, certain problems remain constant. The right gear ratios, for example, and the right metals to withstand stresses and strains. But above all, no matter how good the engine may be, it's only as good as its lubrication. Here, engine parts may turn at 6,000 revs or more per minute, in cars often capable of well over 100 miles an hour. Many parts may reach very high temperatures, and, forgive the expression, therein lies the rub. The maximum life and efficiency of an engine depends on reduced friction, and therefore on efficient lubrication. The modern car has to face many varying conditions, moving slowly, moving fast, stopping and starting, idling, in hot weather and cold weather, to and from work and holidays, up and down hills. And however many revs a minute, it's a lot of revs in a year. No matter what a car may be put through by an enthusiast, the greatest trial that it has to face is the trial of everyday use. However many miles a car may travel, how many more do engine parts travel while the car is stationary, just waiting at the lights or in jams? It's these conditions that make Red-X necessary, because it will keep an engine clean and free from carbon, make petrol go further, and it will improve engine performance. In fact, Red-X gives an engine longer life, and this applies to 2- and 4-stroke petrol engines and to diesels as well. This is important to the motorist, who may not be a specialist, a trialsman, or a performance enthusiast, but a man who just wants an engine to continue to give economically the same high performance as when new. And this applies to cars of any make and size. To illustrate just how this can be brought about, let's take a car, a perfectly ordinary car, this one for instance. Basically, you run an engine in, and from then on you wear it out. And the main cause of wear is, of course, friction, plus the hazards of gum and sludge formation, oil deterioration, and the product of combustion, carbon and acids. In an engine running on normal good quality fuel and oil, the vulnerable points are where heating and overheating can cause excessive friction, where carbon builds up with the mileage covered, and where varnish and gum form, causing piston rings and valves to stick and impeding the oil circulation. All these things separately and together can cause overall extra heat, and so more friction and more wear ad infinitum. A fully Red-X'd engine combats all these hazards, but what is meant by a fully Red-X'd engine? Firstly, it means Red-X used with the normal oil in the sump to reach these parts: the oil pump, filter and oil ways, and so on to mains and big ends, camshaft, gudgeon pins, and the cylinder walls and piston skirts. Secondly, it means Red-X in the fuel to lubricate the upper parts of the engine: inlet valves and guides, piston rings and cylinders, combustion chambers and exhaust valves. The engine is now completely protected by Red-X. As an oil additive, Red-X inhibits the formation of sludge and gum, so keeping clean the important areas indicated by the small arrows and allowing the oil to flow freely. In addition, the oil itself will last longer as Red-X makes it actually oilier. The reduced sludge and better lubrication result in less friction and consequently a drop in temperature. Another very important point about Red-X is that it improves the film strength of the oil, so that it does not break down when the engine is highly stressed. Under really cold conditions, Red-X is especially important for proper engine lubrication when starting. Red-X in the oil ensures rapid circulation of the lubricant to all the vital parts. As an upper cylinder lubricant in the petrol, it comes through to give dry zone lubrication at once, preventing excessive frictional wear around the valves, guides and cylinder walls. Such carbon and gum that may form on the valves and in the combustion chamber is kept soft by the action of Red-X and then expelled through the exhaust in very fine particles. The removal of carbon is clearly illustrated during the Red-X conversion of any car when the car is run with neat Red-X in the sump and with Red-X being bled into the air intake. And now we prove the Red X story by comparing the performance of a car before and after the addition of Red X.